The Acolyte is finally over. And I sure hope it never comes back, especially after this finale. Even if the show did help out this small channel, thank you by the way everyone who liked and subscribed, I never want to look at Smilo Ren or OSHA violations again. Because this final episode just copied or doubled down on every mistake it had made or was making throughout the rest of the season. It really was a showcase of stupid. I really wanted to jangle as many keys as they could last minute to set up and get a second season. Well, the predicted Jedi cover-up of the Sith thing finally happened, and it was even worse than I thought it would be. The cover-up was just to make Soul look bad and to save the Jedi from being investigated by the Senate. They were just going, yeah, no, there was no Sith around here. No, it was just this one crazy lone Jedi. Yeah, you don't need to check our receipts. The whole Kayandi Mundi debacle ended up being nothing because he didn't even return to be part of the actual cover-up. So they just ruined this man through sheer incompetence and the want of a familiar face and add nothing to the complexity of the whole we haven't seen Sith in a long time scene. But don't worry, they did eventually let someone from the Jedi Council know about everything that went down, and they ruined a different, more important character instead. That's right, spoiler, but I know none of you care about that. In the last scene of the show, Bald Lizard Lady goes to Master Yoda to tell him something. It is heavily implied she's about to tell him about her old apprentice, Smilo Ren, becoming a Sith, and so yeah. Yoda now knows about the Sith's return before episode 1. I mean, hey, look at all these nondescript silly Yoda faces from episode 1 as he hears about it. Oh, he's just pondering. You can see his gears turning as he remembers this retarded tale about not twins being born from lesbian force witches and flip-flopping between good and evil because the Force, while an Asian man and his idiot comrades fight another Asian man who just wants to kill people in peace, all while the gaggle of idiot Jedi feel guilty about discovering a group of evil Force witches and killing most of them. I mean, right? You can see it. That's clearly what this face means. Okay, so let's start over from the beginning. The episode opens with May getting out of her restraints when Soul is trying to drop a bomb of knowledge on her. She zaps him because Soul forgets he's force sensitive and can read minds. She managed to get into the escape pod ship thing and is flying away to her home planet that they're at because it doesn't have a hyperdrive. I do think this visually looks pretty good and the flying in the belt is relatively clever, but Soul catches up and is locking on the ship to shoot her down because I guess he doesn't want her telling the council and getting away or something. But right before he takes a shot, Basil comes to rescue and disables the weapons by playing with some wires because Basil, the little otter fuck, just decided, no, I like May now. She must live. Never mind that he dry hump attacked her leg and ran away to tell Soul who she was, that she wasn't OSHA, but that wasn't shown in this particular episode, so it didn't happen, and he just kind of likes her now. And then we get back to OSHA, who has put on the Smilo Ren helmet, and it apparently acts like the sorting hat from Harry Potter, as it declares her to be in Slytherin and to join the dark side. Completely warps her mind, makes her evil, and it also tells her where the plot is, and it kind of scares Smilo so much that he just becomes her basic bitch and just follows her around like the cool, chill, whatever dude bro they're trying to make him. So they take off to head back to OSHA's home planet. Oh yeah, and jingle jingle, here's Plagueis, or whoever the fuck this guy's supposed to be, who just shows up to make you go and want a second season. But I mean, it's really just out of place and makes me not want a second season so you can ruin him as well. And so, thanks to modern Star Wars, OSHA and Smilo managed to get to the planet within seconds or minutes at the most. OSHA proves she is the head bitch in charge by turning off Smilo's control in this dumbly designed ship because doesn't trust him, I guess. Everyone from the cast is now trying into the old castle, and this is the beginning of people just mysteriously disappearing in front of OSHA. OSHA then fixes a 16-year-old burned to shit with no power broken down elevator by just sparking some wires because, I mean, TV hacking fixes. and May climbs up the dark, scary pit. After some looking for each other back at the scene of the crime with the castle, we end up getting some fights between Smilo and Soul and between Osha and May. In the fight between Soul and Smilo, which I actually found myself enjoying, Soul actually remembered he's a Jedi and has the Force. He finally utilizes it and is like blocking Smilo and doing things and using all this. He actually becomes a competent fighter. There were definitely cringe moments, but overall, I thought this was a decent fight. And then by contrast, you got whatever the fuck this was. This was just cringe, very choreographed, terrible fighting. But oh, look, they are fighting the exact same style and way because twins and they're the same person and actually Force and witch training, and it's just still just dumb. One of them has been trained in like Sith arts for like 16 years, and the other was trained in a Jedi for a fair amount of time. They would not fight the same. And even though they're the same person in like a DNA level, Force power or whatever, they had different upbringings post their mother's death when they were like 8, and they have completely different personalities sometimes. But whatever. May gets away from Osha by doing another suddenly disappear looking away thing. Right after telling Osha about Soul killing their mom, which she doesn't really believe. And we had also learned that Osha apparently is too moody and negative to be a Jedi. May then catches up with Soul and Smilo right when Soul is about to win the fight. She saves Smilo and is getting Soul to confess that he killed her mother while Osha is coming up within earshot. Soul doesn't notice Osha with the Force because he forgot he's a Jedi again. He also didn't read May's mind because he forgot he's a Jedi again. Osha is pretty peeved about Soul killing their very evil dark side mother, and so she also turns to the dark side and Force chokes Soul to death. Soul doesn't do anything to survive because he forgot he is a Jedi, and I think even gives Osha permission to do it. I don't know, I can't understand him. But yeah, Osha kills him, and apparently Force bleeds his lightsaber or something, which turns it red because of the Force, and now she is the Acolyte and evil. Oh yeah, during all this, we get like this weird subplot of Green Bitch figuring out they're on the planet, learning the Senate guy isn't very fond of the Jedi. Well, she finally showed up on the planet, and, when the plot was convenient. Everyone flees, and Green Bitch then discovers Soul's body and learns about the entirety of the events that just happened and from the past because the Force. The stupid, dumb Beaver Man tracker is used to find Osha, May, and Smilo, but before they arrive, Osha decides to become Smilo's apprentice, and May decides she doesn't want to be there and just kind of accepts that Smilo will wipe her memory now and make her forget everything, including that she has a twin sister. Osha and Smilo get away, and May is captured and brought back to Coruscant for questioning. They blame everything and all the Jedi deaths on Soul, saying he went rogue on his friends when they threatened to expose the events from the past, and then he just killed himself in his grief. They also realize May's memory has been wiped, and we learned Smilo was Green Bitch's former apprentice. Cut back to Smilo and Osha now holding hands on Sith Island because, I don't know, that was a relationship that just happened out of nowhere after Smilo flashed his dick. Green Bitch goes and sees Yoda to tell him stuff, and cut to credits. This finale was just shit. No one could act well. Sudden character changes to fit the moment were wild and out of nowhere. Love it when the Force can just do anything the plot needs. They doesn't have rules anymore. The dialogue was atrocious. They had no respect for things they set up in episodes prior, let alone to the rest of the Star Wars lore that came before. This show felt like it was written by complete amateurs, and whoever did write it just didn't care about the IP. They just wanted to put their own bias and symbolism into it, regardless of how it would affect the story. Not that there was much of a story that was actually told. They just needed to get from one thing to another and used force, convenient stuff, or just things just happened. Some of it didn't have any answers. It was completely dumb. None of this was good. None of it elevated the Star Wars universe. None of it was needed. Anyone with their names tied to this show should be ashamed and praying they don't get a second season and that everyone will just forget this ever happened. And with that, I am finally done with this goddamn show. I don't think I'm going to do a full show breakdown analysis thing. My brain is just not equipped for that. There are other videos I want to make about shows that I liked, and there are shows coming up that I want to do, as well as just having my fun time playing with my friends in our Let's Plays. Please go check those out. I think they're pretty good and a lot of fun. I still have a lot of work to do in terms of editing skill to make those more entertaining, I know. Please let me know in the comments below what you think I should do, any games you can play, anything you like to see, and let me know if there's anything else you want me to review. All right. Please like and subscribe. Bye.